My beloved children, hear these words, for they are not of man, but of the Spirit. A great and mighty shift is coming upon the earth, a shift in wealth, in opportunity, in influence. This is not a rumor or a fleeting hope, but a divine movement, orchestrated by my hand. I am the Lord your God, and I do not speak in vain. I have seen the struggles of my people, the faithful who have labored in obscurity, the righteous who have sown in tears. I have heard your prayers, your cries for breakthrough, your longing for change. Now I declare to you, a billionaire shift is coming. This is your divine warning, your holy invitation to prepare. Do not misunderstand this message. The shift I speak of is not merely about the accumulation of earthly riches, but about the transfer of influence, the opening of doors, the release of resources for my kingdom's purpose. I am raising up a new generation of stewards, men and women who will carry my heart into the marketplace, who will build, create, and innovate with wisdom from above. I am calling forth those who have been overlooked, those who have been faithful with little, to now be entrusted with much. For the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous, and the time of transfer is at hand. But hear me well. This is not a time for complacency or selfish ambition. This is a time for consecration. Prepare your heart, for what is coming will test the motives of many. I am searching for those who will not be corrupted by gold, but who will be refined as gold. I am looking for those who will not hoard, but who will give, who will not boast, but who will serve. The world will marvel at the rise of my chosen, but you must remember that every blessing is a trust, every opportunity, a responsibility. Do not be afraid of the magnitude of what I am about to do. I am the God who gives power to get wealth, that my covenant may be established in the earth. I am the one who opens doors no man can shut. But I warn you, do not set your heart on riches, for they are fleeting. Set your heart on me, the giver, not the gift. Seek first my kingdom and my righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. Let your hands be open, your spirit humble, your mind renewed by my word. This is your moment of preparation. Cleanse your heart of envy, bitterness, and fear. Forgive those who have wronged you. Release the past and embrace the new thing I am doing. Spend time in my presence, for I will give you strategies, ideas, and divine connections. I will anoint you to prosper, not for your glory, but for mine. The world is about to witness a shift, and I desire that you be a part of it, not as a spectator, but as a participant, a vessel of my blessing. So, my child, heed this divine warning. The billionaire shift is coming. Will you be ready? Will you be found faithful? Will you use what I give you to heal, to help, to build, and to bless? The choice is yours. Prepare now, for the time is near, and my purposes will prevail. This shift that I, the Lord your God, am bringing is not simply about the gathering of material wealth or the increase of possessions. It is about something far deeper, far more sacred. It is about stewardship, responsibility, and purpose. For what does it profit a man to gain the whole world, yet forfeit his soul? I am not calling you to chase after riches for their own sake, but to understand the weight and meaning of what I am entrusting to you. Every blessing, every opportunity, every resource that comes into your hands is a trust from me. I am the owner of all things, and you are my steward. I am looking for those who will handle my gifts with reverence, with wisdom, and with a heart that seeks my will above all else. When I speak of a billionaire shift, I am not speaking only of numbers in a bank account or treasures stored in vaults. I am speaking of influence, of the ability to shape lives, to change communities, to impact nations. I am speaking of the power to do good, to lift up the broken, to feed the hungry, to clothe the naked, to bring hope where there is despair. I am calling you to be a channel of my love, a vessel of my mercy, a beacon of my light in a world that is desperate for truth and healing. The wealth I am releasing is not for selfish gain, but for the fulfillment of my purposes on the earth. With great blessing comes great responsibility. I am watching to see how you handle what you have now, for it is the training ground for what is to come. If you are faithful with little, I will make you ruler over much. But if you squander what I give you, if you use it only for yourself, if you forget the poor and the needy, then you have missed the very reason for which I have blessed you. I am calling you to a higher standard, to a life of generosity, compassion, and integrity. I am calling you to be a steward who multiplies what is given, not just for personal comfort, but for the advancement of my kingdom. Purpose is at the heart of this shift. I have created you for a reason, and I have placed you in this time and season for a divine assignment. The resources I am releasing are tools for you to fulfill that calling. Do not compare yourself to others, or measure your worth by what you possess. Instead, seek me for your unique purpose. Ask me how I want you to use what I place in your hands. Listen for my voice, and I will guide you. I will show you where to sow, where to build, where to invest, and where to give. I will open your eyes to needs you have never seen before, and I will give you the wisdom to meet them. Remember, my child, that true wealth is not measured by what you keep, but by what you give away. The world chases after riches, but my people are called to chase after righteousness. The world seeks to be served, but my people are called to serve. The world builds monuments to itself, but my people build altars to me. This is the difference between worldly riches and kingdom wealth. One fades away, the other endures forever. So as this shift comes, do not let your heart be entangled by greed or fear. Do not be anxious about tomorrow, for I am your provider. Trust me to supply all your needs according to my riches and glory. Use what I give you to bless others, to bring joy, to bring healing, to bring hope. Let your life be a testimony of my goodness and faithfulness. For in the end, it is not about the wealth itself, but about the lives changed, the souls saved, and the glory brought to my name. This is the true purpose of the shift that is coming, and I am inviting you to be a part of it. I am searching the earth for hearts that are willing, for hands that are open, for lives that are surrendered to my will. As this great shift approaches, know that I am not looking for those who simply desire to accumulate wealth for themselves, but for those who are ready to become vessels of my blessing. I am seeking men and women who understand that every good and perfect gift comes from above, and who are willing to use what I give them to uplift others and to glorify my name. The world has seen enough of selfish ambition and prideful gain. Now is the time for my people to rise up as examples of generosity, compassion, and selfless love. When I pour out my blessings, it is not so that you may build higher walls around your own comfort, but so that you may open wider doors for those in need. I am calling you to be a light in the darkness, a city set on a hill that cannot be hidden. The resources I am about to release are not just for your enjoyment, but for the advancement of my kingdom. I want you to see beyond your own needs and desires, to look with my eyes upon the broken, the lost, the hungry, and the hurting. I am entrusting you with influence and provision, so that you may become my hands and feet in a world desperate for hope. There are many who have prayed for breakthrough, for abundance, for opportunity, but few have asked me how they might use these blessings to serve others. I am looking for those who will say, "Here I am, Lord, send me." I am looking for those who will not turn away from the cries of the poor, the orphan, the widow, and the stranger. I am looking for those who will invest in lives, who will build up communities, who will sow seeds of kindness and reap a harvest of righteousness. The shift that is coming is not just a transfer of wealth, but a transfer of responsibility. With every blessing comes a call to action, a call to love, a call to serve. Do not be deceived by the ways of the world, which teach that riches are for self-indulgence and power is for self-promotion. My ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. I am calling you to a new standard, to a life marked by humility and gratitude. When you receive, give thanks. When you prosper, remember the source. When you are lifted up, lift others with you. Let your life be a reflection of my heart, a testimony to my goodness, a witness to my love. As you prepare for this shift, examine your motives. Ask yourself if you are willing to let go of your own agenda and embrace my purpose. Are you ready to be a channel of blessing, even when it requires sacrifice? Are you willing to give, even when it costs you something? Are you prepared to use your influence to speak for those who have no voice, to defend the weak, to bring justice and mercy where there is none? These are the questions I am asking in this hour, for I desire to raise up a people who will steward my blessings with integrity and compassion. Remember, my child, that the greatest among you will be the servant of all. The true measure of your life will not be in what you have gathered, but in what you have given away. Let your legacy be one of love, generosity, and faithfulness. As you honor me with your wealth, I will honor you with my presence. As you lift up my name, I will lift you up before men. This is the calling I am placing before you as the shift approaches, to use every blessing, every opportunity, every resource to uplift others and to glorify my name, for in doing so, you fulfill the very purpose for which you were created. Faith, obedience, and humility are the foundation stones upon which I am building this new season of blessing. As I prepare to release a shift of wealth and opportunity, I am searching for those whose hearts are steadfast in faith, whose lives are marked by obedience, and whose spirits are clothed in humility. Without these qualities, the blessings I pour out can become stumbling blocks rather than stepping stones. I do not desire that my gifts lead you away from me, but that they draw you closer, that you may walk in the fullness of my purpose for your life. Faith is the key that unlocks the doors I am opening. It is not enough to believe in my power. You must trust in my timing, my wisdom, and my goodness. There will be moments when the path ahead is unclear, when the world around you is filled with uncertainty and fear. In those moments, I call you to stand firm, to believe that I am who I say I am, and that I will do what I have promised. Faith is not passive, it is active. It moves you to step out even when you cannot see the whole picture. When I call you to new ventures, to greater responsibilities, to unfamiliar territory, let your faith in me be your anchor. Remember that I am the author and finisher of your faith, and I will never leave you nor forsake you. Obedience is the evidence of your faith. It is not enough to hear my words, you must act upon them. I am looking for those who will say yes to my leading, even when it is difficult, even when it requires sacrifice. Obedience is not always convenient, but it is always rewarded. When I prompt you to give, to serve, to forgive, to step out in faith, do not delay. Trust that my instructions are for your good and for the good of those around you. I see the end from the beginning, and my ways are perfect. As you obey, you position yourself to receive all that I have prepared for you. Disobedience closes doors, but obedience opens them wide. Humility is the safeguard of your soul. As I lift you up, as I entrust you with more, never forget that every good thing comes from me. Pride is a subtle enemy, creeping in when you least expect it, whispering that you have earned or deserved what you have received. But I remind you, my child, that apart from me, you can do nothing. Humility keeps your heart soft, your mind teachable, and your spirit dependent on me. It is the humble whom I exalt, the meek whom I bless. When you walk in humility, you become a vessel I can use, a light that points others to me and not to yourself. These three, faith, obedience, and humility, are not just virtues to admire, but disciplines to practice daily. They are the posture of those who are ready to receive and sustain my blessing. As the shift comes, many will be tempted to rely on their own strength, to chase after their own plans, to boast in their own achievements. But I am calling you to a different way, a higher way. Let your faith be unwavering, your obedience immediate, and your humility genuine. In this way, you will not only receive my blessing, but you will be able to carry it, multiply it, and use it for my glory. Prepare your heart, my child, for what I am about to do is greater than you can imagine, and it will require a foundation of faith, obedience, and humility to stand strong and finish well. Beware of pride, greed, and selfishness, for these are the snares that can turn my blessings into burdens and my gifts into stumbling blocks. As I prepare to release a new wave of opportunity and abundance, I urge you to guard your heart diligently. The enemy knows that he cannot stop my plans, but he will try to corrupt the vessels I choose to use. Pride, greed, and selfishness are subtle, creeping in quietly, often disguised as ambition, self-confidence, or even wisdom. But I see the heart, and I know the motives behind every action. I am warning you now, my child, so that you may walk in freedom and not fall into the traps that have ensnared so many before you. Pride is the first and most dangerous of these snares. It whispers that you are the source of your own success, that you have earned your blessings by your own strength, intelligence, or hard work. Pride blinds you to my hand at work in your life and causes you to forget that every good and perfect gift comes from above. It isolates you from others, making you believe you are above correction or accountability. Pride was the downfall of many who came before you, kings, leaders, and even my chosen ones who allowed their hearts to be lifted up. I resist the proud, but give grace to the humble. If you allow pride to take root, it will choke out the fruit I desire to produce in your life and turn your blessings into burdens too heavy to bear. Greed is another snare that can quickly entangle the soul. It is a hunger that is never satisfied, a thirst that is never quenched. Greed convinces you that you never have enough, that you must always strive for more, even at the expense of others. It leads to compromise, dishonesty, and a hardening of the heart. Greed turns your focus inward, making you blind to the needs of those around you. It robs you of the joy of giving and the peace that comes from contentment. I have not called you to be a reservoir that hoards, but a river that flows with my blessings to others. When you give in to greed, you cut yourself off from the true riches of my kingdom, which are found in generosity and selflessness. Selfishness is the third snare, and it is often the most deceptive. It can masquerade as self-care or self-preservation, but at its core, it is a refusal to love your neighbor as yourself. Selfishness builds walls instead of bridges, keeps blessings for oneself instead of sharing, and seeks personal gain above the good of others. It is the opposite of the life I have called you to live, a life of love, sacrifice, and service. When selfishness rules your heart, you become disconnected from my purposes and from the people I have called you to bless. You may gain the world, but you will lose your soul. I am calling you to examine your heart daily, to ask me to reveal any trace of pride, greed, or selfishness. Do not be afraid to lay these things at my feet, for I am merciful and ready to forgive. Allow my spirit to cleanse you, to renew your mind, and to fill you with a spirit of humility, generosity, and love. As you do, you will find that my blessings are not a burden, but a joy, not a snare, but a source of life for you and for many others. Remember, my child, that the greatest riches are not found in what you possess, but in how you use what I have given you to bless others and to honor me. Let your heart remain pure and your motives true, for in doing so, you will walk in the fullness of my blessing and fulfill the purpose for which I have chosen you. Now is the time to align your life with my will, for the season of preparation is upon you. I am calling you to examine every area of your life and bring it into agreement with my word and my purposes. This is not a time for delay or distraction, but a time for intentional focus and wholehearted surrender. The shift that is coming will not wait for those who are unprepared or half-hearted. I am looking for those who are willing to lay aside every weight and sin that so easily entangles, and to run with perseverance the race set before them. Alignment with my will is not a one-time decision, but a daily commitment to seek me first, to listen for my voice, and to obey my leading in every circumstance. To align your life with my will means to let go of your own plans and ambitions and to embrace the path I have chosen for you. It means trusting that my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. There will be moments when my direction seems difficult or unclear, but I promise to guide you with my eye upon you. I will speak to you through my word, through my spirit, and through the circumstances of your life. As you draw near to me, I will draw near to you, and I will reveal the steps you are to take. Do not be afraid to let go of what is familiar or comfortable, for I am leading you into something greater than you can imagine. Alignment also requires a willingness to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. The world will try to shape your thinking, to distract you with its values and priorities, but I am calling you to be set apart. Fill your mind with my truth, meditate on my promises, and let my word be the standard by which you measure every decision. As you do, you will begin to see as I see, to desire what I desire, and to love as I love. This transformation is not accomplished by your own strength, but by my spirit working within you. Surrender to my process, and trust that I am faithful to complete the good work I have begun in you. As you align your life with my will, you will find that your desires begin to change. The things that once seemed important will fade, and you will discover a new passion for the things that matter to me. You will begin to see opportunities to serve, to give, to encourage, and to build up those around you. Your life will become a testimony of my grace and power, and others will be drawn to the light that shines through you. This is how my kingdom advances, not through grand gestures or public displays, but through the quiet, daily choices of those who are fully surrendered to me. Do not underestimate the power of small acts of obedience. Every time you choose my will over your own, you are sowing seeds that will bear fruit in due season. Every time you forgive, every time you give, every time you speak life and hope, you are aligning yourself with my heart and my purposes. The shift that is coming will require people who are steadfast, who are anchored in my truth, and who are willing to move when I say move. I am preparing you for greater things, but it begins with faithfulness in the small things. Now is the time to seek me with all your heart, to listen for my voice, and to walk in step with my spirit. Do not wait for tomorrow, for today is the day of preparation. As you align your life with my will, you will be ready to receive all that I have prepared for you, and you will be a vessel through which my blessing flows to the world.